Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great, great. So as more people are moving into these places, there is overcrowding that is happening, a lot of informal settlements, which by the end of the day also affect the health of the people in as far as sanitation is concerned. And people live in smaller houses, for example, and families share limited space. And some people are forced to live indeed in some unsafe places or some unsafe areas, sometimes even near rivers or unplanned locations, which by the end of the day also puts these people in some great danger. For many migrants, especially young people, it becomes difficult to secure decent accommodation. And at the same time, water shortages become more frequent. When these populations keep increasing, like we mentioned in the beginning, water begins to become a challenge to get, okay? Because now more people are coming in, yet we are still focusing on the same small sources of water that we usually have. And this, most of the time, is creating a lot of challenges, especially in those areas that people depend on to collect water from. Like one of the participants here mentioned, an issue to do with waste management is also a challenge because the more people are migrating into the area, the more waste they are producing. And sometimes managing this waste altogether becomes a very challenging thing, to an extent that when you walk around most of the places, especially those that are really congested, you find that there is a lot of waste, and there are a lot of other things that rise from there. Things to do with, for example, cholera issues are quite common, and other waterborne diseases that are also common in such areas. Unemployment, which is a very big challenge right now, continues to be a challenge as people are also migrating, because people are struggling for the same little resources that are at their disposal. Let me actually invite my colleague to do some addition on this part. Keith. Is Keith here?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Keith, and I will be highlighting on the effects of urban. So first of all, urban migration often causes an increased climate vulnerability. So on this, the issue is that migrants often settle in flood-prone areas or unsafe areas. And at most times, these areas are unsafe. Why are they safe? It is mostly because these people will most likely meet like flood, landslides, or even droughts. Secondly, I'll move on to the point of social tension. So on this one, as the migrant within the cities, there is always a competition over access and control of resources between these new migrants and the urban residents.
Sorry, Keith, we can't hear you properly. Maybe check your mic. Keith, are you there? It's probably due to network. I'm sure of that.
Hello, sorry about that. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So if they
Your mic is off, Keith. Your mic, you are muted. Keith, you are muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. The last effect of urban migration is on overcrowding within the cities. Because as the people are moving from the rural areas into the cities, there's always an increase in population, the rapid increase in population. So this puts a lot of pressure on the services that are there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Keith. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, to be honest, most of these challenges that Keith has highlighted here are the ones that are really greatly affecting us in one way or the other. And maybe to add strength on that one, I will invite another person to say something regarding that. But then we will try and ask Beatrice to read what has been written in the comment section. Beatrice.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Venancio. I can hear you. So far, we haven't received any in the comment section. Yes, yes.
All right. So to conclude on the effects, you see, we've talked a number of issues that are relating to the effects that are, by the end of the day, happening as far as climate-induced migration is concerned. And we just wanted to invite you to share with us which you think are the effects that affect your community mostly. You can type that in the chat, but you can focus on urban overcrowding, youth unemployment, food insecurity, loss of farmland, and other issues that you can try to write there. Let me proceed to the next part, where we'll be looking at a story that our colleague will be sharing with us regarding what happened in Y.E.R village in traditional solitary Kose in CHUSDE district, which is found in the southern region of Malawi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm Tony Matthews. I'm a climate justice champion. For the past years, I've been working with the farmers who are affected by the impact of climate change, but also I've been working with the victims of climate-induced disasters in Malawi and the southern region. So I would like to tell a story of the tragedy of Y.E.R village. So in Malawi, in 2023, March, we experienced the most devastating climate-induced disaster called Cyclone Freddy, which affected most the southern region of Malawi. During this time, Cyclone Freddy brought a lot of rains, which triggered flooding and landslide from mountains and hillsides in several districts, including CHUSDE district, where Y.E.R village is located. This Y.E.R village is just below, at the foot of a hill in the area of traditional authority Koswe. And it's one of the villages which was hardest hit by the Cyclone Freddy. I personally witnessed the entire village the destruction of the entire village by a massive mudslide and landslide, which was triggered by flooding from the hills. I had several occasions of listening to the stories of the victims, and I also had a few of the difficulties they were passing through. A tragedy of Y.E.R village. It was just past midnight in early March 2023 when the people of Y.E.R village in CHUSDE believed they would wake to another routine day. They had been under rains for near a week, which is normal in Malawi, that during rainy season, we can have rains in so many days. And it is normal that we experience huge dripping water, streams swelling, but for Y.E.R village, nothing was suggesting a disaster. Their lives were looted in their land, their homes clustered close, children going to school, farmers tending their fields, and families building their future. Then at around 3 a.m., a terrible crash rose from Chambe Mountain above the village. A massive landslide, a wall of mud, water, and uprooted earth tore down the hillside. In minutes, the mud sheet crashed the village. Houses evaporated under the overflow. People were carried away in darkness. Some screamed, some tried to run, but roads were blocked. Rescue was impossible. By dawn, Y.E.R village had vanished as if it never existed. Initial reports spoke of several dead, dozens injured, and many missing. Homes, memories, and histories elapsed. Families left with grief, shock, and nothing but uncertainty. In the days that followed, the survivors located to a temporary camp, which included the school buildings, community centers, shelters for the displaced. And at this moment, their lives paused. Children went missing their school classes, adults mourning, entire families depending on hope. Weeks later, authorities and community leaders identified a safer place in Mikolongwe to resettle the survivors. They called it Musa Village. Plans were drawn, 59 new houses, 1 acre of farmland per household, a chance to rebuild. Slowly, with the help from the community partners and organizations, homes emerged. Families moved in. Survivors planted maize, sweet potatoes, pigeon peas. Some even received goats. First goat, then goat offspring, passed on in the spirit of renewal. A semblance of normalcy returned, yet beneath the new roofs lay grief, unanswered questions, and deep loss. For many, life will never be the same. The land of their ancestors, childhood memories, childhood friendship, all gone. In exchange, they got brick walls, farmland, goats, but also a memory that would never fade. In Y.E.R, the village swallowed by the mud, lost to climate fury. Their journey from loss to resettlement, from land to new land, is a powerful example of what it means to become a climate nomad. They did not choose to move. The climate forced them. Yet, amid its loss, they found resolve. They reshaped themselves, rebuilt, and grew again. As we young people, as we continue discussing about the rural and urban migration, climate displacement, and the future of a warming world, Y.E.R story stands as a call to remember. For many, migration is not a choice. It is survival. and survivors deserve not just charity, they deserve dignity, they deserve support, and they deserve a chance to rebuild their whole lives again. Thank you for paying attention.
Thank you so much. That was Matthews trying to share with us quite a touching story about Mtauchira village. This is not a make-up story. This is real. It happened when Cyclone Freddy hit some parts of Malawi, and a lot of people lost their lives. Now, looking at what we've so far covered, we would like to go into what we've suggested as some of the solutions that can help in as far as the impacts of climate change are concerned, and how, as young people, we can work together to try and reduce or try and do something, to curb these impacts of climate change. Let me invite Justin to share with us. Actually, Justin and her colleague to support us on what they think are some of the solutions. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Justin James from Malawi, and I'll be taking you through some of the solutions that we as the youth we can take part in reducing the impact of climate-induced migration in order to make other way to make those people affected by this climate should survive, other than just focus on relocating to other places. So here are some of actions that we need to take as a youth. We need to take so that we can find another way to survive other than just to focus on relocating to other places. So first, we as the youth, we can start and supporting climate smart agriculture. At the same time, we can promote water harvesting, as well as leading community awareness, and also climate campaign, and also entrepreneurship, while also take into first 4 points other will continue by my colleague Anganile. So let's dive into explanation of this point. So first, as a youth, we can take action by start or supporting climate smart agriculture. So people can adopt a farming practices that boost food production in a sustainable way, strengthening farmers' ability to cope up with climate shocks like drought, floods, and also at the same time help reduce greenhouse gases emissions. For example, including growing drought crop tolerant for example, growing drought tolerant crops, and also integrating trees into our farms. In this way, while understanding that climate impact also affect agriculture, so we people in our community, we need to adopt these farming practices. So by doing that, it will improve food security, strengthen resilience, and as well as stabilize rural livelihood, thereby reducing pressure to migrate, especially among young people. Another solution that youth we need to take is promoting water harvesting. Water harvesting, this need people to collect and storing water, rainwaters from rooftops and opening spaces for us to to be used during dry spells. By collecting and storing rainwater, community may have enough water for drinking, for cropping, and as well as to practice some small gardens even when drought spells hit. This increases household stability and also prevent people from leaving rural areas due to water stresses, more especially young people. Another point is leading community awareness. This, as a youth within our community, we need to be on front to lead our communities on issues of climate, on issues of awareness on impact of climate, climate-induced migration and the impact. So this involves young people can organize meetings or training sessions to reduce to educate community members, especially those at risk about climate changes, also on how it contributes to migration and also practical adaptation measures they can adopt to stay resilient. Therefore, by doing this awareness campaign teaches community how to manage resources, prepare for climate risks, as well as adopting better farming and water plus practices. At the end, when people understand adaptation options, they can respond locally instead of migrating to other cities. Another point, another solution that youth think to take part in solving climate impact migration is learning digital climate campaign. People may also use online platforms such as social media, mobile apps, and other digital tools to share important climate messages, raising awareness, simplifying technical information, and also encourage individuals and groups to take climate actions. By sharing adaptation tips, these adaptation tips, early warnings, opportunities, and community solutions, this campaign empower young people and entire community to stay engaged in local development instead of viewing migration as only option for their survival. Thank you. My colleague will continue where I have stopped. Thank you.
Anganira, are you here?
Maybe Venancio, before Anganile comes in, I've got some comments in here.
Yes.
I don't know if I can take this. Okay. We have a comment from Anita Tembo. She says, my suggestion that can work in Kabudula village, Chikwawa, are supporting climate-smart agriculture, rainwater harvesting, promoting community awareness, and virtual campaign. So far, this is what we've got. From the previous, I don't know if I can also do from the previous slides. Can I?
Yes.
Okay. We had this comment from Diverson Chirwa. He said, urban pressure is really a problem even here in Zomba, where there are new people coming in the city. And we also heard from Anita Tembo said, food insecurity and loss of farmland is the major problem in Chikwawa. And then from Andrew Jailos, he said, reduced local markets and tax base can cause economic decline and underdevelopment. This is the case where Malawi is one of the countries where people migrate to South Africa. The rate of crimes do increases. This is because migration is about survival. So if they can't find what they want in urban, they are likely to steal. So that is all that I got from the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anganile.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So is my video on? Like I can see, I think it's the network, but then I can see the video.
You mean you cannot see the slide?
No, like I've switched on the video, but then I'm not able to see myself there.
You can switch it off if it is disturbing the other parts that you're supposed to work on.
All right, thank you. So on the youth solutions, to continue from where my colleague stopped, so we can form youth climate clubs. So these will be able to help raise awareness to other people, like how they can be able to deal with climate-induced migration and the effects concerned with age. So apart from raising awareness, the youth climate clubs will also promote eco-friendly habits, which will prevent the further climate changes. So these eco-friendly habits are recycling, tree planting, and yeah, a lot more. And then the youth climate clubs will also help connect globally, just like what we are doing here, working together in order to come up with solutions on how to deal with climate-induced migration and the like. Even apart from climate-induced migration, we're working together to deal with other problems as well, apart from climate-induced migration. So
All right. Thank you, Anganili. And maybe to just add on that one, in case you have other solutions that you are suggesting, and as far as especially looking at those solutions that can work in your community, please share them in the chat as we progress to the next slide where another colleague is going to come in.
Venancio?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to add one point. It's like we can also use peer-to-peer session. Like we can use peer-to-peer session to teach our community and the education. We can teach our fellow youth, classmates, young children, and even adults about save water, plant trees, manage waste, and protect nature. We can also use that method to teach our community leaders as a chief, pastors, because these people, they have a big role about influence to the community. So I think peer-to-peer method can also help us to use for climate change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that as a part of the solutions that we can take on board to try and ensure that we take the platforms, all the possible platforms we can use to try and create greatest awareness. Okay, our colleague is going to take us on this part. Thank you.
All right, thanks my colleagues and everyone. Now to proceed with our program, let's move into question and answer session. I will take 1 to 4 questions. However, I would like to ask you to make sure that your question rather is clear so that there is accurate and faster response. So you may type your question in the chat box, or you can just raise up your hand so that I can pick you to share your question. Then I'll present it to the light presenter to respond.
Any questions, please, or comments? You should probably check in the chat.
Yes.
Okay, so as we proceed on this point, in case you did not fill the pre-survey session, please, we remind you to fill it again, because later we'll also send you the post survey form for you to fill it out. Yes, Renacio, you have any questions that have popped up?
So far, I don't have any question in chat box.
Or any comments?
Yeah, I think it is from the past discussion. Of course, they're saying from Jessica, she's saying when educating the community, there is a need of enforced mindset change. So that the implemented methods are not just for project but mainstream in their day-to-day lives. And again, we have from Elia Mchunga saying, I think for the best solutions in Nkatabe, TA Fuga Mapiri are creating agriculture youth clubs, supporting agriculture groups that exist. And here we have a question that's from Saina Muyaga, and it reads, can you please explain the climate-induced is all about? Just in a seconds, please. So the question is asking to explain the climate-induced in a brief. So someone can take that question.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So just to respond on climate-induced migration. So we know migration is a movement of people from their area into another area. So climate-induced means that movement is being caused by either that or something, the impact of climate change, making people decide to move from their area into another. So the decision is coming because there has been a disaster that is climate related. For instance, the cyclone that we've had, when it is stuck, it left people homeless. So people are not sure to move into another area. That is climate. I hope this understood.
Yeah, thank you for your response. Though there was network breaking, but we have heard you. We have taken the point. I think for the Saina Muyaga, that's the response.
Then I
had any comment or question?
And I had a comment.
Saina.
Okay, I was saying that thank you so much. I've heard you and I've understood.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello. Would you like to share pre-test and post-test? Somebody was asking for pre-test, and if you share the post-test while we are here, we can also fill it out.
All right. Thank you. I think Venasio are going to share it right here in the chat box.
I had one comment. And as
yeah.
So I just wanted to add on the actions that we can take as young people. Something which I feel like has been missed out is to to promote others call it equality. So, most people across the globe, there are people who are believers, they belong to different religions. And most religions support the care for the environment and all these actions that were suggested. So when we are promoting, we can also use this kind of platform where people are already believing in something, and their beliefs are so influential in terms of mindset change and also pushing people to take their climate smart practices. And also the culture, different cultures which have got different elements which promote climate smart or environmental management practices. We can leverage on those things so that we influence more people. Yeah, that's what I want to add. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for your comment. Now, I have a question in the chat box from Lima Tunungi. If forgive me if I have pronounced your name wrongly, but it says in Ethiopia, problems such as floods, landslides, and drought are the main challenges that causes community migration. So you support us, like they want to know from us, from Malawi, if we can support them. I think main point is how can we support them in terms of idea or solutions.
You hear the question? I think I didn't get the question properly, but I can see what is written in the comment to say how you can support us.
Yeah.
Can you expand the question, Renazio, on what you were saying? I think I didn't get it properly.
Yeah, the point is that in Ethiopia, problems such as floods, landslide, and drought are the main challenges that causes community migration. So the point is to ask us how to provide the solutions to these challenges. So maybe she or he wanted to know from us how can we support that situations by providing suggestions or solutions.
Okay, Matthews is gonna take it.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for the question. I think as I have already said, what happened in Malawi and what activities have been happening. So there are different ways that we can tackle that kind of thing. First one is, as we are sharing, we need to share what is happening there and what is happening in Malawi. So that we'll be able to learn from one another on the problems which are existing, but also the solutions that are offered. So there should be an exchange of knowledge. The other thing is there are other areas that people are not supposed to stay. They have to move away. So we need to promote, we need to have proactive actions of maybe encouraging people to be away from the disaster-prone areas, and also to promote conservation of natural resources which they are close to. Like in our case, those who are near mountains, they were heavily affected by the cyclone spread. And those who are close to the rivers, they are also very likely to be affected from the flood. So we need to encourage people to stay away from disaster-prone areas, but also at the same time, we need to encourage them to plant trees and put the structures which can prevent them being affected by this. And also, we need to promote, we need to do advocacy on the policies that we have in our country. Like in Malawi, we had been pushing for a disaster risk management act, which was passed in the parliament, and now at least we have the legal framework which is supporting the response to a disaster. The same in Ethiopia, if there is a policy in place, we can also in Africa. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Matthews, in responding to that. As we are running out of time now, we are going to finalize this. Okay. All right. As we finish this part, it is very important that we all understand that the fact that people are moving from their own homes into other areas, not by choice, but because they've been affected by what is happening to the environment. It is a learning point for each and everyone to say it's high time we came together, we coordinated, we shared ideas and solutions towards what is happening across the world. Climate change is not just about one person or one country or someone who is quite knowledgeable about issues to do with climate change. Is something that we need to share so that together we work together and try to fight the impacts of climate change. At this juncture, let me encourage you to please fill out the post-test if you have already filled out the pre-test so that we have your great understanding of the topic. And tomorrow, our friends from our colleagues from Greece will be sharing with us another session on another topic as well. And please, we encourage you to join where possible. At this juncture, let me say thank you so much for taking your time and your contributions towards this. You will find the link to this video, and we shall make sure that it is also found on YouTube. And please continue to share the links to other colleagues so that they can also hear about what is happening out there and within the country. Thank you so much. Until we meet again tomorrow, have a blessed evening.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bernasio.
Thank you.